Hey there, beginner flamenco guitarists. I'm super excited that you have decided to tune in here. I have come up with 3 consecutively difficult ways of playing the Solea, just the basic compás. And so we're going to go through this, okay? I think this is the easiest way to start Solea, and so I hope that you really enjoy this. Stay tuned through the end, and we're going to kind of build up as we go, okay? So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is work on our fret hand. We're going to do an E major chord starting on the 4th string. So we have the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. I am counting this, the high E is the 1st string, and then this is the 6th string, okay? So now we're going to take our thumb. This is going to be the big driver for what we're going to do is we're going to take our picking thumb and we're going to put it on the 4th string. So pre-place it on the 4th string. So now you have your chord, and now you're going to strum through. Okay? So that's the first thing that we're going to do. Now the next chord that we have to learn for this rhythm number 1 is going to be an F, and it's actually an F major 7 chord. You're going to get all jazzy, okay? But now we're going to lift these 2 fingers. They're in the exact same shape that we need. What I want you to do is take them towards the floor 1 string each, okay? So now your 2nd finger is on the 3rd string and your 1st finger is on the 2nd string. We're going to add a finger to this. So you're going to put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. So if I were to say the number of the frets from the 4th string, it's 3, 2, 1, and then the open E string, the open 1st string. Okay? So pre-place your thumb and then strum through that. Ooh, very nice, right? It gets nicer when you bring those 2 together. So what we're trying to do is you keep these 2 fingers in that exact same fret. We jump between these 2 strings, okay? And then when we go to that F major 7, you put the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. Cool? All right, so now let's learn the pattern. Solea is a 12-beat compás. So when I'm saying compás, I can mean it in different ways. Compás here, when I'm referring to it, compás, I mean the measurement of the rhythm, the accent structure, okay? So in Solea, we have 12 beats. So that's going to be the biggest complexity if you're used to these chords and then have this strum that we just did with our thumb. If you have those 2 things down, the biggest thing that I really want you to work on is being able to count while you're playing this, okay? So here we go. We're going to just go super slow. We're going to play that E for 1 and 2. We're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to move to that F major 7 for 3. That's beat 3. Okay? Then we're going to go back to that E for 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to go to the F, 7. We're going to go back to the E, 8, go back to the F major 7, 9, and then we're going to play the E for 10, 11, 12. Okay? That's it. You've just played 12 beats. You've played an entire Soleá compás. Hopefully now you can, pat yourself on the back. If this is your first time playing flamenco, you actually played real flamenco and doing a Soleá compás, okay? So put your thumb on that 4th string again, and we'll start again, okay? So it's E, E, F major 7, E, E, E. And then we go F, E, F, E, and then we're going to do that again. E, E. Now I'm just going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So I want to make sure that you can get through that a couple times in a row, nonstop, while you're counting out loud. A technical thing that you can do is that you can actually, instead of when you go from the F major 7 back to the E, If you don't want to lift your fingers, you can just slide your hand this way and then have your index finger come off the side of the neck, okay? And then you bring it back on when you play that F major 7, which this kind of technique could really be helpful at that 7, 8, 9, okay? So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, and then there you could do 10, 11, 12. So then you could be using your middle 2 fingers for that E throughout if you want. However, I highly recommend that you have both in your arsenal, that you're able to do the lift and that slide, okay? Because sometimes one is going to work better than the other, okay? So there you have it. All right. So first thing, I got to do a little bit of housekeeping. I want to let you know that all my YouTube Flamenco family subscribers get a full lesson plan with everything that we've just done and everything we're about to do. So please consider joining my family. I'm going to give you a big virtual hug in advance that you would sign up for that. That's super cool. The link is below, okay? So hopefully I'll see you there. But if not, we got lots of cool stuff ahead anyway, so stick around. Next, I do want to say that, full disclaimer, really in flamenco, do flamenco guitarists play this Solea just like this? Not exactly like this, but it's close enough to start, and you have to start somewhere. And my hope is that you'll go through this one, this pattern, the next 2 patterns, learn them, be able to count them, have a little bit of a base, and then you'll get more complex, and I'll have lots of complex versions of Soleá for you too. But you got to start somewhere, and for the absolute beginners, I think this is a really good place to start. Okay, so now pattern number 2. Okay, now we're gonna go for the non-musicians out there, for the new musicians. Now you are a musician because you're playing guitar. So. But for those that are new to music and might not have heard of quarter notes and eighth notes, what we were just doing was quarter notes. We were playing one thing per beat that lasted. So we went 1, 2, 3, and basically something on every number. So now what we're going to do is we're going to introduce eighth notes, okay? So for beats 4, 5, and 6, and 10, 11, 12, we're going to add eighth notes. The eighth notes means we're going to subdivide the beat twice. So instead of just playing one thing, we're going to play 2 things, okay? So if we just were to count, we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and then I said that's on 10, 11, 12 is the other eighth note. So we're going to say 7, 8, 9, and then we're going to go 10, and 11, and 12, and. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I want you to practice that. Write that down, especially if you're not getting the lesson plan that I have all written out for all my YouTube Flamenco family members. You can still sign up right now. But write that down. Practice that. Practice counting. Okay, so now we're going to do the same. We're going to start on that E. We're going to go to that F on 3. And now when we go back to the E, we're going to stay there, and instead of strumming through it 3 times, we're going to pick the 4th string twice. And then you're going to pick the 3rd string once, pick the 2nd string once, and pick the 1st string once. You notice that I didn't lift my thumb. You can lift your thumb, or you can drag it like I did. Either way is fine. They both serve different purposes, so you get to choose, okay? All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 4 and 5 and 6. So now all of a sudden we're playing those eighth notes. And 6 is going to be a quarter note. I think I said 6 and, but we're going to go 4 and 5 and 6. And then we're going to go 7. We're going to go back to the other pattern. 7, 8, 9, and then you're going to repeat what you just did on 4 and 5 and 6. We're going to do that on 10 and 11 and 12. You're going to go 10 and 11 and 12. Okay? 10 and 11 and 12. So now you have another version of this compás of Soleá. Let's play that, and now I'm going to actually put a metronome on. I have the metronome set at 63 6/3 beats per minute. Okay, and we're going to play this. Okay, here we go. I'm going to say 10, 11, 12, and we'll start on beat 1. 10, 11, 12. One more time. All right. So hopefully you have that. Oops, my metronome just jumped out. You have to pay extra for jumping metronomes, by the way. Paid a lot of money for this metronome. All right. So there you go. You have 2 patterns, and hopefully you're ready for the 3rd pattern. So that the first 2 patterns use the same chords. Now we're going to jump into other chord land. We're going to do the same chords, but they're just going to be bigger versions. For all of those that have had a little bit of guitar experience, you are probably familiar with a full E major chord, but we're going to go over it for you, okay? So for all those newbies out there, new to the guitar, it's taking your 2 middle fingers. I like to start with those 2. Put them on the 2nd fret of the 5th and the 4th string, okay? Get those guys. Now you're going to take your 1st finger and put it on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. The trick is that you have to get your palm away from those top 2 strings and your finger away from that so that they ring, okay? This is a 6-string chord, so you have to play all 6 strings. So let's start that. 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0. 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0. What's nice about this shape is what we're going to do is we're just going to leave it exactly as it is, and then we're going to move it up 1 fret. And this is going to be an F. It's like a sharp 11 with a, yeah, I don't know. It's got gobbledygook. I have it written down for you in the lesson plan, okay? I just think of it as an F, okay? And it's over C. The C is in the bass, so we're not going to play this second version when we bring, so that when we bring this shape up, now we're only going to play from the 5th string down, okay? And then you're going to bring it back and play all 6 strings, okay? So now we're going to do the same type of pattern. We're going to go 1, 2, and then move it up to the F over C and play from the 5th string. And now we're going to play all 6 strings. We're going to go 1 and 2, or 4 and 5 and 6 and. Okay? 4 and 5 and 6 and. Now here's where we do the and after 6. So 8th notes throughout. 4 and 5 and 6 and through 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to go back. We're going to play the, now we're going to jump, okay? So this is combining. I thought this was going to be fun. So now I just wanted to see you to see that this shape has the first 2 shapes that you learned built right into it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play what we were playing up here from going from that F major 7 to the E. Now we're going to do it by moving this shape, okay, just from that 4th string. But now what happens is we kind of have this open B string, okay? So we have this 6. A little bit different sounding. And then we're going to take this down. So it gives you a little tonal variety. And then you're going to end it the same way that we did for 4 and 5 and 6. We're going to go 10 and 11 and 12 and 10 and 11 and 12 and. Make sure not to rush those 8th notes. It's really easy, especially since you're just going through all the strings. It's really easy to make that a lot faster. Use the metronome, which is a good reminder to me. That's what we're going to do right now, okay? So I have it set at 63. The jump didn't kill my metronome. I told you I paid a lot for this thing, okay? So we're going to go, I'm going to say 10, 11, 12, and we'll start, okay? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12. All right. So that last beat, I actually, instead, you can do two things. You could go 10 and 11 and 12 and play it exactly like we did for 4, 5, and 6. Or you can go 10 and 11 and now my thumb is on the second string. I know that that's hard to see, but it's on the second string. I'm going to play through the top 2 strings at once, like that. So 10, 11, 12. 10, 11, 12. 10 and 11 and 12. All right. So now you have 3 different versions of this Solea, like a beginner Soleá Compás. Again, I want to reiterate that this isn't really how we play Soleá Compás for, you know, flamenco guitarists, but it has elements, a lot of the elements of how we play it. And so you're going to be getting a good start with your fret hand and a good start with your motor hand, getting used to using that thumb, getting used to the strums, but most importantly, to counting the compás, okay? I think it's super important for you to be able to do what I just did, to be able to count out loud while you play. Be able to use a metronome, okay? And now your steps, okay? Your steps, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to go between each of those compasses and be able to go and intermix them. So start on 2, go to 1, then go to 3. Start on 3, go to 2, then go to 1. Let's go 1, 2, 3. And I would personally, if I were you, if I were starting right now, and this is my first lesson in Solea, then I would take those and actually make multiple sequences, just like I did, like I recommended, and then put them together. So then you would make a 6 compás, 6 passes of 12 arrangement of those 3 rhythms. So you could play number 1 twice, number 2 twice, number 3 twice. And that would be 6 compás long, okay? Or 6 compás is, I guess you would say. But then you could take it up a notch and go 2, 1, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 3. That's it. 2, 1. Okay? That's 6. I'm good at counting to 12s, not so much at 6, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so this is what I recommend to you. I highly suggest you count out loud. I know it's not easy to do. It's not easy to discipline yourself to do that, but you will see massive benefits by doing that. So I hope that you follow that advice, that advisement. And okay, so now I want to let you know that there's comment section below. You can ask me questions. You can ask me questions there. You can, I'm going to leave a link to my contact page, which is probably the best way to get in touch with me. So you can contact me there. You can leave a description of what your questions are, and I can get back to you there. The next thing is, if you are still in this, still watching this video, I super appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with me for this long. And, you know, this is really great time spent together. I appreciate you trusting me with your guitar journey, your flamenco guitar journey. I do have an exercise program for flamenco guitarists that is free to you. I'm going to leave the link below, and you can go and pick that up and start. It's almost 18 pages, I guess, of material, and it takes you through a workout routine that you can practice every day. Goes through how to do all the techniques, all the big heavy hitters. Okay, so go and grab that, and then we can also be in touch. Of course, if you have any questions, if you have any requests for future installments, what you want to see and hear, I would super appreciate all of that. So I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I've super appreciated spending time with you, and I look forward to the next opportunity, okay? Have a great day. Get to work. Get to practicing, okay? Bye-bye.